During the summer of 2025, I took my daughter around the world. At that time, she was only 3 years and 7 months old. Whilst I don't believe that she is the first child to travel around the world, I think that there are very few 3-year-olds who have been around the world. And in the case of China, within China, I think she probably is the very first 3-year-old to travel around the world. So in this video, I would like to talk about 3 issues. Number 1, why is it difficult for a child to travel around the world? Number 2, I want to talk about the route that we took. And number 3, I would like to talk about whether or not it is worthwhile to take a child, such a young child, around the world. So let's talk about why it is difficult to travel around the world. Strictly speaking, if you want to travel around the world, it actually means that you travel from the origin to the antipode. That is, you travel from the origin to the other side of the world and then you come back. So the circumference of the Earth is just a little bit over 40,000 kilometers. So if you want to travel from the origin to the other side of the world, that will be roughly 20,000 kilometers. But there is a good reason why it is difficult, not only for children, but also for adults to travel around the world. Let's just have a look at this map here. So the world map in blue is the normal world map that we are used to seeing. And the yellow bits, well, let's just explain how they came up with the yellow bits. So if you get another world map and you turn it upside down and then you turn it left to right, and then you put it on top of the blue map, then you will get the map that you're seeing on the screen right now. And the green bits are countries which have antipodes that happen to be land. That means that in most parts of the world, if you travel to the other side of the world, you will end up in the ocean. So for example, suppose you're living in Spain. If you travel to New Zealand, that is the antipode. So that means you've gone to the other side of the Earth. If you live in China, then the other side of the Earth is either Argentina or Chile. So incidentally, back in 2022, I traveled to the antipode of Hong Kong. I went to northern Argentina, and that's in a separate video, but I think I recorded that video in Cantonese, but you can find it on my YouTube channel. So basically, what I'm trying to say is it is difficult not only for children, but for adults to travel around the world if we use this kind of definition. But let's talk about the trip that we did. We traveled from Asia to Australia, and then to North America, and then to Europe, and then to Africa, and then we flew back to Asia, right? I think that most people out there will accept that this actually means that we traveled around the world. So let's talk about the route that we took. You can see our route on the screen right now. We took 13 flights. The total flight time was 59 hours and 44 minutes. And we flew from Hong Kong to Cambodia, and then we took a bus to Ho Chi Minh City. We then flew to Sydney, and then from Sydney we flew to Hawaii. From Hawaii we went to Vancouver, and then Vancouver to Calgary, And then from Calgary, we flew to Los Angeles. And then from Los Angeles, we flew to San Francisco. And then we took a bus to Los Angeles, and then we flew to New York. From New York, we went to London. London, we took a train all the way up to Manchester, and then we took a plane from Manchester to Cork in Ireland. Then we flew to France, and then we took a train to Germany. Then we took another train to southern Germany, and then we flew to Rome. And then, we flew to Pescara, and then we took a train to Rome, and then from Rome we flew to Cairo, and then from Cairo we flew to Shenzhen, which is next to Hong Kong, and then we took the subway back to Hong Kong. So what you can see on the screen right now are all the flights that we took. I have excluded all the trains and buses that we took. Right, and now on the screen right now, you can see footage of my daughter in Germany and Italy. So if you want to see the rest of our trip, you can see it on my YouTube channel. So let's talk about the difficulties of taking a child around the world. Well, first of all, let's talk about money, right? So basically, you need some money to travel the world. In my case, I spent a lot of time to research the flight tickets, and I managed to buy the around the world trip, flights only, for $1,300 per person. And I think a lot of people who do not have the time to research these tickets, they will probably pay maybe $3,000 or $4,000 per person for a round the world trip, and that is not cheap. In total, our whole trip probably cost us about $8,000, including all the hotels and food, etc. But I think that money is probably not the biggest issue here, because you're talking about taking a 3-year-old around the world. That means that you need a parent or both parents to accompany the child around the world. So time is an issue here, because our trip was quite a quick trip. We did it in roughly 6 weeks. But still, 6 weeks, not a lot of people can get 6 weeks of time to take a child around the world. So this is another reason why I think it is quite difficult. And also, not all children can actually sit on a plane for 9 hours. Fortunately for me, my daughter doesn't mind being on a plane for 9 hours. When she gets on the plane, she usually just plays with her toys, has some snacks. She plays with the entertainment on the plane, and then she just sleeps, and she doesn't cry at all. I mean, I've been flying with her ever since she was 2 years old. And so you've got to worry when you travel with a child. You've got to worry about sickness. What happens if you get sick or the child gets sick? I mean, we were really lucky because both of us were feeling okay throughout the trip. But these are challenges that may come about during the trip. And sometimes things can go wrong during a trip. For example, when I was in Calgary, I missed the plane at Calgary Airport. I was supposed to fly from Calgary to Los Angeles, but I missed the flight. okay? But the thing is, because it's a round the world trip, you have to make sure that you get on all connecting flights. So if you miss the plane, you have to stay cool. You have to, and don't forget, you have to look after this child. So, you know, you need a lot of experience. You need to have experience in different countries. And I have accumulated 30 years of experience traveling around the world. So for me, I missed the plane in Calgary, but I stayed calm. And I looked for another ticket that took me to San Francisco. And then from San Francisco, well, obviously when I got to San Francisco, I had to book another hotel. And then, I had to book another hotel, and then I had to organize the onward journey to Los Angeles, because the connecting flight was from Los Angeles to New York. And on a separate occasion, when we were in Paris, we almost missed the train to Germany. Really, it was only, I managed to get there 3 minutes ahead of time, but we took a taxi. So these things can happen. You know, I haven't been to Paris for over 15 years. Okay, I didn't expect there to be so much traffic, and you got to think fast. We were at the Eiffel Tower, and we looked for the underground station, and basically, if I took the underground, the metro, to Gare de l'Est, I would have missed the train. But you have to come up with decisions quickly. And at the time, I thought it wasn't worth the risk. So I decided to just take a taxi. And I learned my lesson from Canada. Because when I was in Canada, I could have taken a taxi in the morning, but I didn't. So I learned my lesson, and when I was in Paris, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to take a taxi. I don't want to make the same mistake again. And if you're taking a 3-year-old, you also need to plan the activities ahead. So for me, I usually look up where all the indoor playrooms are, where all the playgrounds are. I find out on Google Maps how far these places are. And if it's too far, I simply don't go there. So on to the final question. Is it worthwhile to take a 3-year-old around the world? Because a lot of people out there will argue that, well, you know, the child is only 3, he or she will not remember anything. I don't think that is the case. Because we were in Ireland for quite some time, and trust me, my daughter remembers Ireland, partly because she was there for quite a long time, and she remembers these countries. And in a minute, I will show you a 2-minute video which I recorded of my daughter. Basically, she can identify 8 countries on a world map. Now, I'm not saying that a child who never travels overseas cannot identify 8 countries on a world map. Maybe they can do that. But I think that it certainly helps the child, because, you know, they've been to these countries, they can see their own photos in different countries. They know which country is hot, which one is cold. So I think it is quite educational. And when I go overseas with her, I try to encourage her to use the credit card to get on the train or get on the bus. I introduce different banknotes to her so that she has an idea that different countries use different money. So yeah, I think that I think it is educational. And also, one last thing is that we're living in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is not an English-speaking city for the most part. And so, for me, taking a child overseas, you know, it is worthwhile because she gets to listen to English, she gets to read English during the trip. So I think overall it's worthwhile. So let me show you the video I made of my daughter.
Where is Australia? Where is Australia on the map? That's right. Where is America? No, on the map, show me America. Yeah. Where is Canada? That's the one. Where is the UK? Yeah. That's right. Do you know where is Germany? Yeah. Well, no, you need to look for gummy bear. That's Germany, yeah. Do you know where is Japan? Yeah. Follow the line. Where's Japan? That's Japan. Where is Korea? Who comes from Korea? No. Who comes from Korea? Yeah. Where's Korea on the map? Okay, good. Now, finally, where is Thailand? Thailand. Which photo was taken in Thailand? The White Temple. White Temple. Look for the White Temple. Yep, follow the line. Follow the line. Where is Thailand? Good girl.